It's currently December 13th, 2021. It's about 5 p.m. Um, this morning, I went for another run at about 5:30 a.m. Well, I'm trying to do this thing where on clinic days, I go for a morning run. Because the clinic start at 8, surgery start at 7, and so I used to have different alarm clocks for clinics and for surgeries. On clinic days, my alarm clock was 6 a.m. For surgery days, my alarm clock was set 5 a.m. So I figured, well, why don't I just make it 5 a.m. across the board, and then on the clinic days, I'll have extra time in the morning to go for a run. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. So I went for a short run today, one of my shorter routes, and that went fine. It was -2 degrees, but my gear is holding up. It's not too cold. And there isn't any snow outside, so it's fine. It's going well. And then as for today, I had a pretty massive clinic. Not massive in the sheer number of patients, but massive because I had mostly all new patients. I don't think I've ever had a clinic like this where it's like almost entirely new patients. And so new patients generally take longer, and so you don't have to see as many to have it be a very full and busy clinic. So so that was that. And of course I had no residents, I have like 13 charts, 14 charts that I'm going to have to find time to do tonight, I guess, or later on in the week, or on the weekend. That's just how my life is. I don't know. Aside from that, I'm not sure I love how these vlogs are going. I don't love just sitting here and talking about what happened during my day. A dry regurgitation of events that have happened. I guess I've always envisioned it more as these vlogs as a time to sit down and reflect on things, thoughts that I've had during the day. The problem is that most of my thoughts are related to my clinical work, and I can't really talk about that stuff on here. And so I don't know. I struggle to find things to talk about. And then, of course, when I do have things to talk about, the other problem is finding time to talk about them, right? We talk about workflow being a major impediment to making YouTube videos. And that doesn't go just for the camera that you're shooting on, the editing software that you're using, that kind of stuff, right? That's all part of the workflow too. But a major part of the sort of production workflow is just finding time to shoot a video, right? Because if you have to find time to shoot a video, then it's very easy to say, well, I don't have time, and say, well, I'm too tired, I can't do it. And so you almost have to create a situation where it's like there's nothing else to do, right, except to shoot a video, right? And that way it's like you might as well shoot a video because there's nothing else to do. And so an example would be like during the commute home, right, to and from work. You can set up a camera in your car and just start talking to it while you're driving to and from work. And that's time that you couldn't spend doing anything else, so might as well say what's on your mind and make a vlog out of it, right? The problem, I love that idea. The problem is that I live too close to work. My commute is too short. I also tend to commute when it's dark. As you can see outside, it's dark. I leave very early in the morning, so it's dark. So my camera won't be able to capture anything. And by the time I go home, again, it's nighttime, and it's going to be dark, and the camera's not going to be able to capture anything, right? Another example, I guess, would be, for example, when I'm going out for a run, right? And I've done that a few times. If you're going out for a run, it's time that there's not a whole lot else going on. You're just running. So if you could talk to a camera about your thoughts, perfect. Of course, the problem is you're running, right? And there might be wind noise, so it's not pleasant for the audio. And two, if you're like me, you're huffing and puffing the whole time, so that doesn't make for a great video either. And then part of it also is that you're in public when you're out running, and I still find that very difficult to do, vlogging in public. So anyway, that's kind of the conundrum that I have right now. I just not sure how to work it in that so that I can shoot these videos. I like to say that during that time period, right before bed, when I'm looking after the baby, right, making sure he's going to bed, that might be a time to shoot a video. But like right at the end of the day is also a tough time, because you're tired, and it's too easy to say, well, I got to go to bed, and I'll just do it tomorrow. So anyway, these are my thoughts. Like, for example, I have some thoughts about like the recent Halo Infinite release. I gotta find time to talk about that. Anyway, it's getting dark. I better get home. Well, it's about 9 p.m. and I just put the baby to sleep. He's sleeping with Charlotte tonight because I have a flap tomorrow. So yeah, I'm not watching him tonight. It's currently December 14, 2021. It's about 6 a.m. As you can see, I guess you can't really see, but I am working on my charts right now. And I've been joined by my cat. I was supposed to have a big case today, but unfortunately the surgeon I'm working with called in sick, so we ended up having to cancel. So I'm up anyway, so I thought I would do some charting from yesterday. It is currently 6:45 a.m. Figured that I would go out and grab some Mickey D's for breakfast. Oh god, I gotta put pylons right next to my driveway. Right on my driveway. Looks like there was a good Samaritan there moving the pylons. How does this look? I wonder. Alright. I'm here at Mickey D's. Got ourselves some sausage sandwiches coming. Alright, it's about 10:30 a.m. and I'm about to head out for a morning run, having just finished my charting from yesterday. And check it out. Look what just arrived. My goodness. I remember when this textbook was much smaller. It seems to have grown quite a bit over the years. Um, I had the choice of buying the textbook in like paper form versus, through iBooks and just reading off of my iPad. And I normally prefer electronic versions just because I can have many versions of, I can have many textbooks, sorry, with me at all times without increasing weight by having electronic versions. But I made the sort of uncharacteristic decision this time to order a paper version, not realizing it was going to be that big and that heavy. Damn it! I kind of wish I got the electronic version. Part of the reason why I didn't was because usually in the past textbooks came in like PDF formats, and I don't have any experience with iBooks format. So I don't know how transferable it is. Like I don't want it to be that like I have to look at it on my iPad. I don't know. Jeez. Anyway, the reason why I got that textbook was because I passed my written boards. And so now I'm eligible for the oral boards. And I figured that I would get a sort of updated textbook to study from and sort of brush up in areas that I'm, not that familiar with. Anyway, that's why I got that book. Any doodle, let's go for a run. It is currently about 9:15 p.m., December 14, 2021, and I'm getting ready for bed. I have the baby tonight. He's actually just over there in the snoo. So you might be hearing him snore. He snores like a little pig. Hopefully he doesn't cry. I'm probably going to round out this vlog here. But I wanted to talk about a thought that I had earlier today. I try to plan my meals around running because I don't like running right after eating, right? And I never gave it much thought. I know that it makes me uncomfortable, like my stomach hurts, my performance isn't as good when I run. Yeah, but I just kind of always assume that having food in your body, it just isn't good for running. But then I had this thought today, and I bet other people have already thought of this, but I guess I just never have. But the thought that I had is that we actually always have food in us, right? Because food takes many, many hours to transit through our digestive system. So, in the mornings when I'm running, I probably still have last night's dinner on board. So it isn't so much about having food in you. It's more about like where that food is. And I'm not sure, which area in the digestive tract is the area that causes the problems. Is it like having food in your distal esophagus that causes problems when you're running? Is it just in the stomach? Is it in the duodenum, proximal small intestine? I'm not sure. How long do you normally have to wait after eating before you go run and have it not be a problem? And as a result, where is the food at that point? I don't know. It's a weird thought that I had earlier today. I'm sure somebody knows. I just don't know because I never thought about it. But I don't know. I think I want to get to a point with these vlogs where I just talk about stuff that random stuff that comes to my head, you know, rather than just have this be a dry regurgitation of my day, like my agenda. And I'd like to get to a point where I can talk about thoughts in my head as they happen, right? Like this thought that I had about food and running. I had this earlier in the day, but you know, I just didn't find the right time to shoot this little video about it, and I essentially had to wait until late at night, right before bedtime, when I'm alone with the baby, to talk about it. I don't know. Hopefully, at some point, I'll be able to vlog more spontaneously, you know, when I'm actually having that thought rather than saving it for later. The difficulty, of course, is that, you know, my partner doesn't really enjoy being on video, and so I spend a lot of time with her, and so I tend not to be able to record these videos with her. But I don't know, I guess there's some value as well to just doing it at the end of the day when you've had some time to digest things and you know, giving it some more thought so that you can present a more sort of cohesive, well thought out dialogue. Can you call it a dialogue? It was just one person talking to a camera. I don't know. But I have to say though, that workflow has so far not worked the best, right? Because putting things off to right before you go to bed usually results in no video being shot, because you just I'll just do it tomorrow, and then it doesn't get done. So I still think it's best to shoot it whenever the thought comes to your mind. So I'm gonna try and do that more. But anyway, I think that's gonna be it for today. I'll see you in the next one.